Okay, so last session, you guys had finished up your next job for the Divine Destroyers all the way north in Siston Hold as you met up with another lieutenant by the name of Dranben. With a joint effort between the Water Purifiers and the Divine Destroyers, you were sent to a local set of ruins for a very old Leviathan cult that was destroyed 200 years ago. You gathered up several materials, battling both Medusae and Primal, and with the help of Zeralu, the Gareth, you were able to make your way out with the materials required to make a brand new and improved Everwater Orb for the new plane. Alongside the staff that creates endless forests, you had two components that were definitely required for a plane without any real need for anything, and everything just being provided to you. Bringing these materials back, Zeralu also handed off the orb he used to transform the Primal into the two scales, and your group was given their reward for a well-done job. Along with the Guild, you were given access to some of the crafters of the Divine Destroyers, as well as a few days to yourselves to prepare for the next job. With conversations held in the background by the Divine Destroyers, you were called up back to the Water Purifiers Guild, which was being used as a pseudo-base for the Divine Destroyers. Once there, you had another mission given to you, though this time it was mostly in the form of a letter and a Tarataro to teleport you, as you were tasked with gathering up some new members for the team, though this being a solo member in the form of Axel Phoenix that you had met all those weeks ago back in the meeting at the Fell. It had now been time that the Divine Destroyers had either been whittled down by Axel's deeds and his mentions of the Divine Destroyers, or they needed him for a specific job, as they were offering quite a bit of moolah to hire the Hero of Light into the Divine Destroyer's service. Taking the letter and having the Tarataro teleport you over to the southeast, you found yourself on the southern edge of Valcross Heights, a very large and a very tall and very large mountain range that reaches mostly the highest height you'd find on the continent. Once there, you arrived on a very, very unclean battlefield, filled to the brim with corpses, craters from meteors, and the remains, because you wouldn't exactly call them corpses if they're just wings, I guess.
Some people will call it dinner time.
Yeah, some people call it dinner time. The Tarataro definitely feeling out of their depth, asked to leave, and with the first mention of yes, it went off on its own. You made your way through the battleground of the demonic forces, and seeing how many were killed, you were pretty sure Axel had been able to make his way through it, as he has been fighting them for about a month now. Making your way through the story battlegrounds, you were also accosted by some newly teleporting in outsiders and the like, though these a bit more organized than others, coming in pairs, and very good setups of melees and casters, especially those who could go invisible, and having a very good counter to your team. You finally met up with Axel Phoenix, resting upon a very small risen hill, and upon talking with him, you kind of had the that look between you, as you didn't really speak about your true plans, and mostly just about hiring up for the Divine Destroyers. With no surprise, he accepted the request as another group of outsiders teleported in, and with the help of Axel Phoenix, you were able to dispatch the final two. With a shaking of the ground and a screech through the skies, Axel had informed you that was the final portal for the day, as that was a clear sign of a, not exactly a retreat order, but we gotta lick our wounds, stop fighting order. And thankfully, due to the many missions that Axel has had before him, he had items to teleport you guys back to Siston Hold. Though even if you didn't, you do have Mogmi, who's your little teleporting buddy. With a bolt of lightning, you all teleported back to Cistern Holds, at which point you went back to the Water Purifiers Guild with Axel in tow. Though the travel back to the Water Purifiers Guild was not exactly a quick one, as being the celebrity that he was, Axel drew quite a crowd. And along with that crowd were plenty of admirers of the group's actions back in Zraken, as their champions' status at the tournament had spread enough for people to recognize them. Autographs, shook hands, and not exactly pictures, but getting people together, you were finally able to get over to Water Purifiers Guild to have Axel settle down in a more recluse place to rest. It then went on that your group, Axel Phoenix, Azaem Cloth, Dran Ben, and the newly viewed Shersha all had a meeting at the Water Purifiers Guild in one of its basement levels. The main aim of the meeting, though you weren't there for it, was just to discuss the local events and just to pen down all of the needs of the plane. As well as the people mentioned before, there are several other Divine Destroyer members, as well as what you could assume to be a representative of a different clan of trolls. The Magi troll there having quite the hatred harbored for the troll queen Zara. During the meeting, you will ask if you had any specific needs or wants from the plane, which you all gave off, though it was quite evident that a few of you were just really going to use the plane as a house to go to rather than something to just stay at. With the meeting adjourned, they did make mention of other things they'd be gathering. One of the mentions beforehand was a source of heat and sunlight, though it seems that they had already gathered that, as they had a palm sun, which was a sun that could be held within the palm. Leaving the room, during the meeting, Joseph also made his hatred of the Troll Queen known, and so the Magi Troll tried to group up with you guys. Though with your next mission, as one of many, was given onto your group to basically be faces for the group and advertisers. With another person on hand to teleport you over, you deigned it best to go lickety-split so the troll could not keep up. And in its larger status, it definitely had some time squeezing through the hallways. You all teleported off to the city of Castris, where you are to be housed during your advertisement runs and not exactly to leave, as teleporting in and out of Castris is very, very heavily oversighted and mostly relegated to the nobles and the army itself. Once here, you met up with some local folks who were pretty much using the conversions of the alleyways as a hang, and through bribing and then taking the money back from him without him knowing, he gave you a quick tour through the alleyways and streets to the Divine Destroyer's house, also referred to as D House, nearer to the market square. And on getting inside, you were able to meet up with a Galka, who was another member of the Divine Destroyers, staying at the house for some other mission. Though nobody really cared about him, they just took the keys from him and asked where best to set up as advertisers in the city of Castris. And went it off as your group were setting up 4 different businesses. Well, not exactly businesses, they're just like advertisement stands and free food. It's like being back in the Fell. Except these people aren't homeless or poor.
I did have a quick question.
I may have a very long answer.
Was that 85 gil that I stole from him, was that before or after the 15 I gave him was added?
That was after.
Okay, so it's 85 total.
Yes, 85 total. That was
Okay,
everything.
perfect.
So we ended off last session as Kumunch has set up a restaurant giving out free food with the promise that if the people eating the food were to join up with the Divine Destroyers, they would be given housing and even more food. Though, not exactly the best strategy to get people to join you, is just like, hey, have some food. There are plenty of people who definitely enjoy Kumunch's cooking than the other people around town. Bogme had been setting up a flashy show of magic, as well as, I don't know what you would call those. Those like donkey rides you'd have on the beach, where you pay someone to give you a ride. But he's been casting fly onto passerbys to have them fly up into not exactly the skies, but like the first or second stories of building level. Osa has been showing off tests of strength, mostly in the department of arm wrestling people, and if they were to fail, they had to go join up with the Divine Destroyers, but if they were to beat her, we never really got to the point where what they would get. Now that G is actually here, would Osa be doing anything different than just arm wrestling? Or is that close enough to what you would think?
She'd probably start with something like arm wrestling, but probably for just like a couple of hours, and after that she's just gonna start, wandering around and seeing if she can do some everyday handyman work around town, and maybe just like, it's kind of, she's bad at advertising the Divine Destroyers, but just like help around, and if people are grateful, she's just kind of mentions that, you can go there to give your thanks or something.
So you're basically being a Swiss Army knife of muscles, and then
Kind
they
of,
want
yeah,
more.
yeah. Kind of like similar stuff she did before she joined the Pommels. Something just general, like, lift heavy stuff and help carry groceries, help old grannies cross the road, stuff like that.
You mean pick up the grannies?
I mean, if that's what it comes to. If they're comfortable being picked up, that is.
You could probably have one on each shoulder.
But more like stuff like that.
Alright, and Joseph was putting on a more closer to a circus act than everyone else, as he was showing off his acrobatic skills with jumps, balances, and tumbles and whatnot. One of the more downplayed parts of this whole circus thing we got going on with food, magic, strength, and jumping around. He definitely draws less of a crowd just due to the more mundane aspect of it, and more of a Osa just has like strength for days that people aren't normally used to, but people can just train to be good at jumping.
Which is funny because I got the highest check.
Just give me 1 minute as I find these checks again. Jesus, more me spellcraft.
They're like the last things we did.
I know, but there's a load of things in there. It's like a load of text in your skill boxes.
Yeah, that's true.
So, from the first day of your advertisements within the city of Castris, Mogmi's mind drifts off to the bet she made with Axel of whose group would be gathering the most new members for the Divine Destroyers. And with that in mind, he keeps a close eye on everyone who comes to enjoy the spectacles and food going on. And at his best guess, he counted 163 people with good emotions as they leave.
Is there anybody around who is looking unhappy with us being there? or potentially is scouting us out for, I don't know how to say it, like, they seem to be on the lookout for possible, like thuggish deeds.
You
Hitting
mean
us up
are
for-
people putting you up as a mark?
Yeah, there you go. That's the word I was looking for.
It's also one of your abilities to mark people.
I couldn't think of it. I don't know why. I just couldn't.
Too early in the day. You can roll sense motive. It's so weird moving from a level 4 game to a level 16 almost.
We're level 6 now.
Huh?
I don't know.
I'm not talking about your game.
Alright.
That game you're level 9.
No, the Wednesday one.
Oh, the Wednesday one. No, I won't even count that because of the race building. So as you survey the people coming and going, Joseph, you have a very good line of sight. Everyone going and coming and going as you do your jumps, flips, and climbing tricks. And you definitely notice there's quite a bit of disdain being thrown at towards the restaurant that has been cobbled together by Kumunch and Co. Though it seems to be mostly the chefs and possible proprietors of the establishments themselves, as Kumunch is giving out food on par, if not better, than theirs for free.
It's fine. I said I was going around afterwards to reimburse some losses.
If we're
So it
called the
doesn't-
Caravan, would the restaurant be called the Leftovers?
At least now.
So
That would be a
does-
terrible name for a
No,
restaurant.
100%. 100%. But
Why would
I
you
had
go to
an
a place
option
called
with aftertaste,
Leftovers?
but it didn't fit that well as well.
So it definitely, as far as I can tell, does not look like we've drawn the ire of the local thugs guild at all.
As far as you can tell, there's no like in particular thuggish attitude towards you. It's kind of the same as if they would give it to everyone else.
Okay.
And if the group has something in particular they wish to do throughout the day whilst they're doing these tasks, the day will mostly come to an end, at which point you can return back to the D house as you clean up your stools. Okay, you all go back to the D house.
Yep.
I'm trying to remember what is the name of the guild that like runs this town.
What?
Isn't this town run by like a thieves guild or something like that?
Not a Thieves Guild in particular. It's ran by Judlord Phantom. It's basically an overlord of all of the seedy and illegal groups. It's not just thievery. But basically, he runs the town in the background, but they have a mayor just as a face to make it seem like the place is fine.
That's right. Okay. And did we make checks on him before, or do we what we know about him, or did we just do the town in general?
The town general also encompassed information about him. If you wish to read further, there's the handout for it. Aside what is written in the settlement handout, you all know that Jedalorn does like to get hands-on himself at times.
Okay, that's all I was wondering.
Okay. Packing up your stools, you make your way back to the D house. At which point you'll notice the area around the building is a lot more disturbed than it was before, possibly from the increased foot traffic you've been sending towards the building. Thankfully, no one's out and about and disturbing it right now, and you're allowed very straight access back inside. And I take it you will go inside.
Yep.
Yeah.
Great
Yeah,
interaction.
we've got the key now.
You got 4 keys. But you can have 4
great.
candles. Opening up the door back into the D house, you can see the Galco from before sitting at a newly put up table that's mostly just been scraped across the floor. On top of it stands several stacks of paper, a quill in hand, and him writing upon it. As he sees you enter into the establishment, he kind of jolts a bit. I gotta get used to people coming and going. I must be having people knock at the door today. Not just walking in and waltzing in. At least now you got the key, you can walk in normally and not have to open it with that chain.
Don't know
Yeah.
what you're
So,
talking about.
how do we do today, Row-Dog?
What?
Which one?
You never asked his name.
Oh, we didn't?
No.
Oops.
And for some reason his character sheet is shared. It shouldn't even be shared yet. But I guess if you found it, that's him.
Okay, well, instead of that, okay, how do we do today? Did we ever get your name?
You never asked for it. You seem to be very focused on your new duties. It's Raudag.
Well, nice to meet you, Row-Dog. Do you need introductions?
It would be nice. It's not really the civil thing to do.
I'm Joseph.
I'm Mark Makeupball.
I'm Osa.
My name's Q Munch.
I'll have to make sure I remember those names. I've been given a lot today, so hopefully nothing is getting pushed out my brain.
Did we have lots of people join Gupo?
Yeah. There was plenty of people coming by today. I lost count after about 100. A lot of them were just asking about what Divine Destroyers do, what we represent, what they'll get as benefits. Plenty were asking about free food that I had no mention of. So a lot of them will get a bit disappointed, but some of them just didn't really care. They just wanted to join up. Also, what's this thing about free housing?
What?
Pre-housing, Kupo?
Yeah, there's a lot of people coming around saying they'll get bed and board or something. Why don't you say that?
Mogmi will kind of just look around like, anyone know, Kupo?
Maybe Axel.
I don't think I said anything about that.
Axel is not in Castris.
Alright, not a clue.
Who mentioned that they'll be given a home?
It was too much.
Aha!
I offered food.
Yeah, you offered food, but before that you also offered places to stay, because I was listening to the stream before, and that's one thing you said. I was like, what? Why is he offering that?
Oh well.
I mean, technically, he's not wrong.
In the new plane, yeah, but not now.
They're going to have to build it themselves, but the materials are going to be free once they cut it down.
Once they cut it down.
Yeah, every building's going to be made out of wood. You'll be fine.
Or they could quarry stone themselves. All these potential houses. You just have to have the motivation to build it yourself.
I don't suppose you lot are already good at documentation work.
I can help if you need it.
I'm sure I can help it, Kupo.
Nah, my hands are not really made for pens.
That's fine, I wouldn't exactly want your hands touching them. Looks like you still got sauce on them.
Oh! Kieran will look at his hands and start licking the sauce off.
Yeah, I don't think I can help with that either.
That's fine. Mogby, was it? And Jonah? Was it?
Joseph.
Yeah, Mogby and Joseph will be enough hands to get through the rest of these papers. Gotta make sure they filled everything in right, and not just put in a load of fake information. A lot of people do that.
Well, with the three of us, it should take us, maybe an hour at the most.
I know it sounds about right. I've been going through most of it myself while I've just been here at the D house. It's better than cleaning. At least it's different.
We didn't even look to see where we're sleeping, did we?
No, you didn't.
You mind showing us around the place before we get into that? We can drop off our stuff and whatnot.
You don't exactly look like you have much stuff to drop unless you're putting those sacks up in there, but sure.
Where are we putting our boots up,
Raudag will give you a quick tour of the building. It's very kind of hodgepodge of a combination of a small guild house or a dormitory. The entrance foyer is a kind of combination of an entrance and a living room with an attached fireplace. Adjoined to that is a kitchen and dining room, and then the stairs lead up to two upper floors. Both of the upper floors are for bedrooms and bathrooms. Each of you will have your separate room, which he'll give you the key to. Thanks. I guess you could call me the custodian of the place. Plenty of people come and go through here. Oh, it's mostly newcomers to the guild, rather than long-standing members. It used to be brimming with life, but now people keep going on and about different places of the continent, or even outside.
How far outside the continent?
Well, we had some Elvan join up with us not too long ago. They were staying here for about 2 weeks or so, getting some supplies started up together. Then they went off to Yuana Dre to the southeast.
I've barely explored Gargan, let alone been off the continent.
Well, you'll find that a lot of the other continents have very focused lifestyles and quite the, well, not exactly the boiling pot that Gargan is of different races. I definitely wouldn't suggest you to go to Yuana Dre, Joseph. The Humes and the Elvan don't exactly get on.
I used to know an Elvan once. What was his name again?
Atlas.
That's right, that's the one. We only knew him for like 2 weeks or something like that. Not even, I don't think.
What's the most local for?
I honestly don't know. I don't know how I pushed it.
You search your mind for local tales of Atlas. The only local tale is that people didn't like him. He was an Elvan in a city that was attacked by Elvan. No people are gonna like him just by default.
Yeah, I mean,
Exactly, they
Yeah.
don't know him. They don't know he's nice.
yeah, we got along with him fine, but there were some other locals in Nifel who didn't really like him.
That's what happens when you're old enough to live through wars, or have family members who do. Those kind of grievances don't exactly go away. You say that. I know plenty of people who hate Mughals.
Doesn't really matter what you are, if you're different, there will be people who don't like you.
Elsa's got a level head on her shoulders. She'll do well.
Yeah, being somebody who was bullied when I was younger, yeah. Anything that's different about you, you can easily be picked on for.
Why are you curious about where our members go anyway? You expect them to be shipped off somewhere?
I'm just kind of curious on how far the Divine Destroyer's kind of spreading. 'Cause I thought it was mostly Gargan.
Yeah, until recently it's mostly been situated in Gargan. The original 4 mostly just operated in Gargan. With more members, there's more hands to be thrown around everywhere. Gotta put that control around. Especially if we're looking for new members and new items.
Sounds like a plan.
What are you two gonna do? He looks at Ursa and Kumach.
Crowd control. If you get a lot of people coming in, you might get a little bit disorganized.
People have already been, they're just gonna sort out
Alright.
paperwork.
How late is it?
It's 5 p.m.
I'll have to go around the restaurants and pay for some damages.
How busy did the city seem, or town, or whatever it is? Like
It's a
how much-
city. What did you say about it, though?
So, like, how many people would still be, like, around?
Oh, tons. It's very nightlife heavy, with people getting drunk and having fights in the streets.
Yeah. Absolutely. She's probably gonna just hole up in her room for the rest of the afternoon and evening if nothing else pops up.
Alright. Does Mogme and Joseph want to give me some linguistics rolls for the contracts?
It's taking a long time to roll these. What's going on? Ouch.
Gotta wait for those sheets to load. Teaming up with Raudag, Joseph, and Mogme give a very good hand in helping get through all the contracts. Just like he said, there are plenty that are filled in incorrectly, or a lot of them with fake names and information. So much so, you think that people were just having some fun for that day, as they didn't have anything else going on. A few of the documents also have some stains from sauce or food, and you know who to blame for that.
They're mucky eaters.
I mean, if it's free food, gotta get down quickly before someone else eats it.
Once we're all done trimming off the rancid parts, how many people actually signed up then?
Getting through all the documents and reading over the ones that Raudag had already gone through, you were able to recruit 74 people.
Well, not as good as we originally thought or hoped, but it's a good boost for one day.
I'll say, last time I had a head count, the Divine Steroids was only about 300 members or so.
Wow, we almost increased it by a third. Not.
I can hear the quick maths you were doing in your head.
I almost said a quarter, but that's after, not before.
How long were we meant to stay here to do this?
Until told otherwise.
Oh, fun.
You're gonna stay here for 2 months doing this.
No! Mogme, we're leaving. Let's get out of here. I got stuff to do.
We
We
can just
gotta walk outside, but we can just walk as far as we need to go and then get out of here. Well, no, but not exactly the best use of our talents.
You say that,
Alright.
but you did almost increase it by a third from 1 day of work. It's a very good use of talents.
Yeah. Alright, well, I'm gonna head off to bed, I guess. Unless there's something else that happens, let us know.
No, Q1 is going to go around the restaurants and offer a bit of money to replace any losses they would have made in that day.
How much money are you throwing around?
How much did I spend on the thing? Was it like 1,000?
1,000 sounds right, unless you'd even write it in the chat. So, however much you put out, you put out.
I'll just say another 1,000.
Now the question is, how you divvying that up between the different restaurants that are all about?
Know how many restaurants are about in the area where?
You mean in the market square?
Yeah.
There are 9 different restaurants.
You can all have 110 gil each. 111 gil each, and then one place gets that extra bit.
They're gonna feel like they're getting favoritism. Well,
That's what I'll
network.
do. I'll go around, have a meal everywhere, and then just tip up to that.
Trying to get the most out of your money, yeah?
Oh yeah, what the hell? Of course.
Considering meals are only like 1 to 5 gil, depending on what they are.
Yeah, exactly.
You make the rounds of the restaurants as word starts getting around that you're eating a load of food, but tipping like, what even percentage would that be? 200%?
Much more than that, because 200% is only if it's 5 gil each. That's only 10 gil.
That'd be yeah. If it's 5 gil, it's
like
22.2
2,000%.
times.
Yeah.
So if they're the most expensive meals, they're getting that much of a tip. 22 times.
Yeah, fine.
Makes me curious as to what the biggest tip has actually been, like, genuinely given, not just to be the biggest tip Guinness record thing. So, Kumunch makes the rounds of the restaurants, tipping overly well. Do you say why you're doing the tip, or are you just doing it just without saying, hey, here's because I stole your business?
Oh yeah, it'll be an apology. Like, whilst I'm giving the tip, it's like, oh, this is to apologise for spreading the word. However, the Divine Destroyer is a really good thing. I recommend you checking it out tomorrow. I'll be spreading the word whilst I'm eating.
Just gonna hire waiters.
Yeah. They need people who can cook.
Yeah. Waiters and chefs and proprietors.
Yeah. Just split the tips. If not, that's their problem.
So what you're saying is he's intending to go around and repay the losses, but what he's really doing is making one person incredibly rich, and that's just the waiter who happened to be serving him, and not the person who owns the shop.
It depends on the establishment. Some restaurants split tips.
I guess that's true.
It's more common in the UK for people, for restaurants to split tips. However, I think like America, that it's normally whoever gets it keeps it.
Yeah, that's usually true. That also has to do with area, though, too, because I know where I used to live, waiters and stuff were paid like a regular wage. They're not paid like a tenth of the.
That sounds like a fantasy. I know we're playing D&D and all, but come on, make it reasonable.
Nobody
Yeah.
gets a reasonable wage. I mean,
Well, I guess that's true, but they're paid like minimum wage at least, not like a separate wage that's different from minimum wage that's even much lower because they expect to be given tips. So
No, for the case of this, we'll assume that it's enough money on site that they would see it and it will get either shuffled around or the proprietor would say, hey, that guy just handed over a goldie instead of a gill. Does Kumach want to roll sense motive?
Yeah, sure, why not? That's the worst I could happen. I roll a 1, probably. You can try and mug me. I've only got another 500 on me.
Only, you say?
Well, yeah, it's a lot to these people. I'm not carrying
Yeah.
all my wealth because it's in the bag of holdings.
Yeah. But 500 gil, that's like a year of wages, maybe more.
True.
And he just went out all by himself and did this.
Kumach is a beefy guy. If he catches somebody, I feel sorry for him.
He's
Just
also
eat their
the
hand.
least. He's also the least situationally aware of out of all of us.
Yep. That's why he went out on his own. I don't know. He's not the wisest of people.
At your best guess, they seem to be fine with the reimbursement you've given to them, but you can't exactly delve into their psyche with your knowledge of them. What was Osa doing, you said?
She was mostly just holding up in her room, but when she hears that Mokmi and Joseph are done, she'll kind of pop out and look at Joseph and, hey, you got a moment?
Yeah, sure. What's up?
Well, come in. Don't really want to talk in the hallway.
Sure.
She's a back scratcher, and you're the best at attacking people's backs.
Yeah, come on in. What's on your mind?
How serious are we actually about this whole thing about the recruitment stuff? Like, I know Mokmi said that he's competing with Axel, but are we actually doing that? Or just to kind of keep up appearances?
The
We've
local
been-
dog of the D House makes the world known of his presence.
I'm just doing the best that I can to show what we're doing to them as beneficial. Obviously, we've got our own thing going on that completely is different from that, but for now, there's no point in doing less than we can do as long as nobody is going to get hurt at this level. They're all going to be low-level people who aren't going to be a part of that. Most of them are probably going to be sent to the prayer places and praying for, whatever they need, and not going to be a part of the group in a big way.
Well, it did sound that the prayer people are kind of important, though, because that's where the backbreaker gets her powers from, right?
That's true.
And more prayers
as far as I know,
bad for us.
potentially. I see what you're getting at.
So, like, I get that we have to do something, because do not make them, suspicious or anything, but we did a lot today. And if we
Yeah.
keep this up, it's gonna be a lot more tomorrow, and just gonna keep amping up. Like, we already gave them, like, a bunch of powerful magic items. I don't know how I feel about that.
Yeah, maybe we should tone it back a little bit at least.
And, like, we've been hastening their timelines a lot. According to them, at least. Like, before we were, actual members, they talked about years, and now they're talking about, months?
I wish there was a way that we could get in touch with our contacts so that we could ask them if what we're doing is acceptable to their plans.
I mean, last time we went with that corporal, he seemed kind of pleased with what we were doing, but how much do they actually know, like in comparison, if we're basically the first people to know more about the destroyers?
Right. We need to kind of have a debrief at some point, somehow, some way.
Yeah. Don't know if that's possible while we're here.
Yeah, I don't really trust the mail system either.
Yeah.
I wish we had one of these pearl link things, the link shell things that we got with the Shearsha with our other contact. That'd be nice.
Yeah, that would be helpful. I think we should ask, like, Mogmir Kumanch if there's, like, a magic thing they could do to just magic a message across long distances.
There's something that we can do, but it's going to cost money. We have money. I can definitely go do it.
I mean, we have money. I have plenty of money.
Yeah. The only problem is we'd have to go somewhere where we could buy it and then get in contact with some of those other people in order to exchange information on said item.
It's gonna be kind of hard to just leave because I'm pretty sure we're being watched.
I'm
Both
pretty
sides.
sure as well.
Yeah. Do you actually have a grudge against Sarah?
Do you not remember what she did to me?
I mean, I do, but you did draw a weapon when we were specifically told not to.
I didn't draw anything. I adjusted my weapon. That's it.
Well, I mean, it was their camp, their rules.
I didn't think that was an appropriate response, and it's been bugging me ever since.
Does it bug you enough to start another troll war?
Yeah, the thing about that is I wasn't really planning on doing anything right away or with anybody's knowledge. It was going to be myself pretty much alone and in an untraceable manner. I don't think that's going to happen now.
I mean, I think if something happened to her, it wouldn't be very discreet, and she is the queen.
Right. At this point, I don't even know if it's going to be possible anymore to do it without repercussions, so I might just have to drop it.
Yeah, do you think we should talk to Mokmi and Kimach about, what we talked before? About this whole thing we're doing here?
Like, in this conversation that we just had, we talked to them about that?
Yeah, about the recruitment stuff.
Yeah, we'll probably have to.
Because I kind of feel like Mokmi's not gonna let that competition thing go. Unless we, talk about it.
Yeah, he seems a little hard-headed and
A little.
competitive. Not necessarily a bad thing, but
Like, I wasn't sure if he was just, joking at first, but he seemed to be going pretty extreme at it. when we were doing the thing. So I don't know.
Yeah, did you see how many people he had flying through the air at one time today? It was ridiculous.
Yeah, it was kind of crazy.
Yeah, we'll need to talk to them about that.
Well, I don't think Q-Munch is back yet.
Not yet. And last I saw Mogmi, he was heading up this way as well. Might be in his room.
I think we have most of the night to wait for Q-Munch since don't think any of us needs much sleep nowadays.
Yeah. I don't think any of us need very much sleep at all. I'd also like to go buy some stuff while we're here. I know it's going to be a little bit more expensive, but I think I have a way of getting out of here and back without people seeing or without being noticed as much as possible.
What did you have in mind?
I need some scrolls and probably Magni's help. There's spells, I believe, that are for hiding from magic detection and scrying type magic.
Ah, yes, spells when the site is hard to access.
Yeah.
If you know the name, I can try and find a cast version.
Non-detection.
There's misdirection.
I can send you the Pathfinder version.
Sure. Of course, you got to send me a bloody picture, don't you?
Yeah, it's the easiest way for me to do it.
And not the link. Does not exist in FFD20.
Oh man. I think there's a higher level one. Let me look it up.
It's also a case of what spell list it would even be on. So it will either be Illusionist or Astrologian. It's not on the Astrologian list either.
What about that one?
Nope.
Ugh. Well, that's not gonna work. Never mind.
Were those the only two spells you were thinking of?
Yeah, those are the only ones that protect you from those types of magic that I can think of. The only other thing is like Pass Without a Trace, which I know is in FFD20, but that's not like protection from scrying.
And it's more a case of they can detect teleportation rather than this stuff that protects against divination magic. Like detecting magic is not divination, so that would not have helped you. Pass Without a Trace. I'll have to read. It is in FFD20.
I know, I've already got a scroll of it.
That would not help you. That is just footprints of Central. You can still be tracked by magical means.
Yeah, so like, I'm trying to, like, once we get out of Castris, not be detected when we go somewhere is what I'm trying to, like.
Yeah, that would be like if you're outside of Castris, you won't have to worry about that. It's only if someone's scrying you, but you do know that Nefel is scrying you. They openly said they'll be scrying you to make sure they know where you are and that you're okay.
Right. So what I'm saying is if there's not in FFD20 the magics needed to protect you from scrying in any way, shape, or form, then my plan is kind of not even going to work, because somebody from Divine Destroyers or even from Castris who may have seen us could be scrying on us at any time, and I wouldn't be able to really go back and forth the way I need to with discretion.
Anyway, you've got anyway, you could stop those if you're doing dispel magics.
I think I know what my next suggestion is going to be.
But if you were able to cast a spell on yourself or in an area, if you were able to overcome the scrying DC, if it's scrying or greater, you wouldn't know. You would essentially stop their scrying there, but they'll just attempt it at a different date. But it would also stop the scrying and the fail, but then again, they could just retry it again. If you're wanting to teleport in and out of Castris, you could also try to spell magic with that, but you would need to spell greater to do an area. You dispel the area around you to stop the spells in place to basically keep track of what's going on. Teleport out of there, you just will be able to teleport back. So you can teleport outside of Castris, but you need to teleport like 2 days away from it.
Oh man, that 2 days away is how far away you need to be for it. Their little.
Well, 2 days by walking, 1 day by Chocobo, so it is 48 miles.
Quite a big hold on the area they got.
Teleportation magic is a major killer. Anything that is a metropolis, well, metropolis is the biggest thing, but metropolis up to capitals would have major protections against teleportation, because you could just teleport a massive bomb in someone's city and then take out a big massive chunk of it, or teleport primal into their city.
True enough.
Like, if there's anything below a metropolis, sure, teleport anything in there you'd want. Unless it's specifically a magical settlement, they wouldn't have much in the way of countermeasures against teleportation.
As a side note, would it be possible to buy a scroll at a higher caster level than what the base is if I pay more?
You mean from the settlement notes?
No. I meant from like, okay, so invisibility is like a level 1 spell, but it increases in duration based off your caster level. Would I be able to buy like a 10th level version of that? I mean, I know there's...
Yeah, I would have to roll, because they would sell things at the base just because that's what normally people would buy. But yeah, you can buy things at a higher cast level. I would just need to roll to see if it's actually available in the shop just to buy rather than just to custom order it.
Okay, I might need to do that eventually as well, too.
Sounds like someone's opening up some Coke or lemonade. Or Mountain Dew.
Quiet about it. It was just carbonated water.
Okay. The healthiest of those options.
Well, never mind, Osa. I don't think my plan's actually going to work exactly as I wanted it to. If people are watching us, then I don't really have a way around that.
I mean, I think we should be mostly fine, because back in Shrek, we did kind of go out just to meet with the corporal, and nothing came out of that, as far as we know.
That's true.
So they might not be like actively, keeping an eye. I'm just kind of worried because this place doesn't really seem very trustworthy, and there might be just someone keeping like not necessarily by magical means, but just keeping an eye, like tailing us and stuff.
Yeah, that's true. You and I can definitely keep an eye out for that, though.
Yeah. Like, we aren't exactly a quiet bunch, and what we did today probably raised a lot of attention.
We might want to be getting like some disguises sooner or later. Walking through Cistern Hold with Axel kind of brought a lot of attention to us, and also we're starting to get famous around places. So
Yeah, that was so weird.
I know.
Where did those people even come from? They weren't there when we left.
I don't know. It's not like we've been out of Drekken for months. It's been like a couple of weeks, and most people don't have the finances to travel that quickly.
Yeah.
And I know they say news travels fast, but that was ridiculous.
Like, I mean, Axel, like, I guess. What did you say?
I said you're reading too much into it. It's probably styrofoam.
I mean, we know, but it's just our characters talking.
Mold.
Things can be weird in fantasy universes, okay?
Yeah.
In character, that is weird as hell.
Not used to the attention, so it's definitely weird.
Hey, what's that? No.
No. That's why. tried, but I couldn't really do much because of the magic involved.
Yeah, but you came after me and distracted it enough that I could get out on my own. Just wanted you to know that I really appreciate that, and I feel like you're definitely my best friend.
I mean, of course, you're my friend too. I think you're, like, aside from my mama, you're like the only person I've stuck around with this long.
I don't think we've ever talked about our past before.
Don't think so. Hasn't really come up, has it?
Other than when we met my dad and the one mercenary friend of yours, I can't remember his name at the moment.
Sky.
Yeah, Skyn.
Yeah, that guy that we've met twice now. Good guy, but other than meeting those people, I don't think any of us have really shared much about ourselves.
No, it hasn't really come up on an exactly personal level. I am sorry to hear that you were bullied.
It's fine. I became who I am today because of it. I learned from it. I made myself better because of it. And now here I am.
Well, I'm glad you are here.
Besides, those kids were just jealous of my dad and his business and the fact that we were some of the richest people in the tiny little town we were in. Speaking of which, next time that we head to Stone Shore for any reason, I'm taking you with me.
Okay. I mean, if it's alright, sure.
What do you mean if it's alright? I'm saying it's alright. You're coming with me.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
You've got to try my mom's cooking. I tried to save some for you last time, but it started growing something on it, and I just gave it to Kumunch.
I didn't really want to impose or anything, but it did smell really good.
Okay, then I'm going to try to get us over there as soon as possible.
I'm looking forward to it.
Alright, let's go find the other two knuckleheads and get them in on what we've been talking about.
Yeah, I think this needs to be a group discussion.
I'll go look for Kumunch and you round up Magni, I guess.
Yeah, I think you said he just went towards his room.
He was heading in this direction, I think, but I don't know where he's at now, obviously.
Well, I'll sniff him out.
Alright. I'm sure Kumunch is eating somewhere, so I'll go find him.
I think he mentioned going out, so he might be in the city somewhere.
Yeah, he went towards restaurants with money in his pocket. Like I said, I'm sure he's out eating somewhere.
Good luck out there.
You too.
I'm gonna head out to look for Mogmi.
Red floor.
Red floor, what?
You already stole one of my friend's red floor. Don't do it again.
Yeah, only G will remember Red Floor.
Did you only just make that now?
No, when Joseph said something about sticking with Osa, I was like, what's the deathly thing I could use? And it reminded me of the game I had with G.
Not again.
Alright, I'm gonna go look for Kumunch. See if I can find him.
Yeah, Kumach would have come back after his round trip of the restaurants.
Kumunch!
Hey, buddy.
You got a meeting upstairs. Let's go to my room.
Alright, scout. Full. I'm full. For now.
What?
I don't
Kumunch,
think
full?
so. You just satiated.
He's not full, he's just not hungry.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not full, you're just satisfied. Actually, I don't know which room Osa and Mogmi are in. Let's go see where we can find them.
Yeah, I'm looking for Mogmi.
Mogmi's just having a dry shampoo wash in his little room. Dry shampooing all of his fur.
Sniff out the shampoo and just knock on the door. Mogmi?
What? Kupo? No one's here. I'm cleaning. Kupo.
I can hear you and I can smell you. I mean,
What?
if you're busy, that's fine. We just wanted to let you know that we're gonna have a team meeting in a few moments when Joseph finds Kumunch.
Okay, 2 minutes and I'll be out. Kupo.
Okay. Probably wait in the hallway because I don't know where those two are.
After like 2 minutes past, Mogmi
Okay,
will come
there they
out.
are.
I'm here, Kupo. Sorry for the wait.
Oh, that's fine.
Dump it upstairs. Dump.
Good timing, actually. Sounds like they're here.
I can hear them,
I
Kupo.
need to have a wash.
Hey, so do we want to go into somebody's room or do we want to try to find a bigger room?
I think you could just use someone's room.
I mean, we're
Does it
outside mine,
matter?
Kupo. You can just go in my one.
Sure, that's fine.
Alright, sure.
So, what did you want to chat about, Kupo?
Well, I already kind of talked about this with Joseph, but I was kind of worried that how serious are we about the stuff we're doing here right now? About the recruitment stuff.
How
Yeah.
serious, Kupo? I mean, there's a competition going on right now. What do you mean how serious we can be, Kupo?
I mean,
Well, we're meant to be
Dude.
stopping these.
yeah, we're not actually meant to help the destroyers.
I mean,
And doing so to the degree that we're doing now may, in the end,
Like,
be the opposite of beneficial to us. It may be detrimental.
and like already when we first, or like before we joined, they were talking about their like timelines with the plane and stuff, and they talked about years. And after we started helping, then there's gotten a lot faster, and now they're talking about months. And I don't really like the sound of that.
I got it, Kupo.
Where did you get a light bulb, Mummy?
Maybe Axel's
Well, we
already
just
thinking
asked.
about this and he's just making up fake numbers. So maybe the competition is about having the lowest numbers, Kupo. So maybe
Sure,
we're
they
already
were
winning,
talking
Kupo.
about a competition, though.
The competition's a competition, Kupo.
Can I try retroactive rolling a sense motive to see if Axel was joking in that moment or if he was actually serious about accepting the competition / bet?
No.
Oh,
He definitely agreed, Kupo.
I mean, he did, but in the same way that he agreed to join the group. Like, I mean, obviously we have to do something to, make them not suspect us.
I mean, we've already got, apparently, from some of the paperwork we've done, at least over 100 members, Kupo. I'm sure that'll be enough for now. We don't have to go way overboard, Kupo.
The hell is Clash?
Not a clue.
Oh, he's already gone. I don't even hear it because I'm in streamer mode. Or ripped a fish.
But bye now.
No idea what Clash is.
Who knows? Clash of Clans?
Doubtful.
That's what I was thinking. That's the only thing I can think of. But
First thing that came to my mind, but
That's the only thing that I can think of. I can't think of anything that has the word clash in it in League.
is that something you actually need to do with the group at the same time?
He's playing League of Legends.
Oh, okay.
So it's nothing to do with his team he's with. Because I know he signed up with a team at a game shop like last year or something. How rude.
Indeed.
You just
Not
won't
good
get any
enough.
blue magic from today.
Ooh, ouch. Does that mean there's combat?
yeah,
Might be.
I'll take over. I'll take over Kill
You'll take over Mog Me? Okay.
You ain't
Jack,
taking
got
over Mog
control
Me.
Too much?
Okay, bye. Food. Gimme. Munch, munch, munch.
Whenever
Anyway.
Roll20 wants to load his sheet for me. Here we go.
Like I was saying, Kupo, we've recruited at least 100 members now. I'm sure, in the eyes of everything, it could be good enough for now. I'm sure I can let Axel win this once. Next time, though, I got him, Kupo.
Whatever helps you sleep at night, bug me.
Yeah, sure.
Mock me
Like,
kind of
we
just
don't
like,
even-
We'll help you out more next time too. I'm sure. Just maybe keep the bets a little bit more sensible for our main mission.
Mock me sort of just like looking into her hands, like, and talking to himself. I'm gonna get you next time, Axel. I'm gonna win next time, Axel. He's just kind of obsessed.
And he's perseverating. Okay. Good talk. We'll see you in the morning.
Mock me kind of looks up like, huh? What? What'd you say?
Exactly. Good night.
Okay. Good night, Kupo. He looks back
talk.
down and is just like, I'm
Bye.
gonna get you, Axel.
Axel sneezes off in the distance. So after a long group discussion, you head down for the night. Game. Someone broke my API.
Yeah, it was Fish before he left.
Yes, that was his final gift to us. Just give me Ornament Mentor. There was a possible infinite loop detected. Oh boy.
Nice.
Who done it?
Me coming up with the possible outcomes of how I'll win against Axel next time.
There's 3 outcomes: win, lose, draw. How do you get an infinite loop out of that?
But how many outcomes do I win and how many do I lose?
It depends on how many bets you make.
Exactly.
The day will pass into the next as instead of being awoken to the lumbering feet of a Galka, you're instead awoken to the pitter-patter of rain against your windows as it bombards against the slate roofs, creating a rumbling noise, which kind of scares Mogmi, as they're not exactly fond of becoming non-dry.
Mogmi would kind of just wake up, kind of like out of a nightmare, being like, "No, Leviathan! I'm sorry, Kupo! I don't like the water, Kupo!"
Joseph would walk out of his room. Really used to sleeping in my bed. Not sure if I like it anymore.
It's not hard enough.
Mogmi will kind of just walk out of his room and hopefully spot Joseph in the hallway. Morning, Kupo.
Good morning.
So we'll also kind of file out, hearing noises on the corridor. Okay.
Morning. So what's the plan for the rest of the time we're in Castrus, Kupo? We just chilling?
I mean, we probably still have to do something, but maybe not something as extreme as we did yesterday.
And I don't think Munch wants to keep spending all of his money on feeding hundreds of people every day.
Yeah. I can only have so many screaming children wanting to fly, Kupo. And the occasional granny.
Well, I've got a sword I'd like to sell, and I've got some pieces of paper I'd like to buy.
I guess I'll follow you around for a bit, Kupo.
By the way, did anybody notice yesterday? That guy? Did anybody notice that?
The guy,
Which
Kupo?
guy?
What guy?
The jerk.
The jerk,
What
Kupo?
about him?
I'll draw out his sword and place it on my shoulder like this.
Oh, that
Oh.
guy, Kupo.
And then I pull out his coin pouch and this.
I mean, he deserved it.
Let's just hope he doesn't
was
miss them,
being a jerk.
Kupo.
Even if he does, I guarantee you he's not going to be a problem for us.
I mean, he did say himself that we don't look like people you want to rob.
Him, however, perfect opportunity. I wonder if our host is awake.
He's there. I can hear him pitter-pattering on his
Roundag?
keyboard.
Roundag is downstairs. He's drinking coffee.
Morning, Roegadyn.
Morning. Joda, that was it.
That was not it.
Jeremiah?
Colder.
Negative.
His name's Calder. Well,
No.
won't put it past you.
Anyways, do you know where any places around here where I can sell a magic weapon and buy some scrolls?
There's quite a few places in Castrus you could do that. Though, since you're not exactly locals, you're not going to get a fair price. Even the locals don't really get a fair price.
Yeah, how could I go about changing that? Besides, moving here or whatever.
Being a part of the underworld,
Or destroying it?
Hey, it's your corpse. Who do you want me to write your memoirs to?
I was joking. Do you know of any place that's what place would you go to if you were trying not to get ripped off as much as possible?
A different city.
Yeah, it's gonna take us a while to get out of the. I mean, I guess we have time. We don't really have a timeline here.
Yeah, merit perspective. If you want to be selling weapons, there should be a shop near where you were camping up yesterday in the market. Tyne's Tinners.
All right. Any decent scroll shops around, or places I can get something made?
I don't normally go for scrolls, so not much luck asking me that. You can always shop around.
Yeah, don't want to ask any of the locals.
Maybe we just kind of start looking around.
Maybe we can ask the person at the other shop that we're going to be heading to, I guess. What was the name of that place that I could sell the weapon at?
Tyne's Tinners.
Tyne's Tinners. Okay. All right, I guess we'll head off there for a little while.
Yeah, absolutely, Kupo.
You know, we should. No, we don't need to eat. Never mind. I think too much is just. Aww.
So you head off to the weapon shop.
Yes, sir.
Alright. You make your way through the streets of Castris, and just like before, you definitely feel like you should be keeping your pouches close to your bodies. Though a lot of your stuff is held within magical vortexes, so it's not too bad.
Yeah, I'm definitely keeping an eye on the populace and seeing if there's anybody who would be stupid enough to try to rob us. Or who's paying any undue attention to us in general.
Well, people definitely will have an eye on you, since you're all wearing shiny magical gear of high value. And several of them. But considering you're wearing such shiny magical gear and several of them, people are smart enough, or at least people who have more than 6 intelligence or wisdom, would understand if you have that kind of gear, it's gonna hurt if they try to take it away from you, so they don't try it. Because unlike video games, the people here, they know not to kill someone who goes after dragons.
Mhm.
And I'm having the same issue as you, Jack. My MS for Discord just shot up to 5,000.
See? I know what it is. It is a problem.
Is the quality of my voice still fine?
Yep.
Huh.
Yeah, I can still hear you just fine.
Yeah.
Maybe they're doing some updates. Who knows? As long as there's no issue, there's no issue.
Exactly.
So when you pop down to Tyne's Tinners, are you selling off that +1 cutlass?
I'll ask him how much he's giving me for it.
926 skill.
Sure, I'll do it.
He'll take the cutlass from you and give you 926 skill.
Here you guys go. I'll split it up 4 ways. I'll keep a little bit extra. 230. Everybody gets.
Make sure to update Kumunch's sheets well. Doesn't want to be missing out on that food money. Ah, yes, the amount of money that Wugme owns. You're just waiting for the downtime.
Mm-hmm.
What else is Joseph wanting to sell or buy?
I'll ask the shopkeep here if he knows any good scroll shops that I'm not likely to get ripped off.
Nope.
How about any scroll shops at all?
He can tell you about some scroll shops, yeah.
They're just all gonna rip you off.
Yeah, you can't promise anything.
We could just find out different scroll shops and then shop around.
That's true.
Do some price comparisons.
You definitely shop around, gauging the prices and how cheap people are being for you. What particular scrolls are you looking for?
Just I could use some more. I think the restoration ones. See what else they got in stock for like rays, like the Ray of Frost or the Ray of Entropy that I used up in that one battle.
Was it Restora or Restoraga?
Actually, I think it might be Asuna Greater.
That's Neva!
The one that gets rid of negative levels.
Restoraga.
Restoraga.
I don't know, man. I forget. I get him confused. I'm not a white mage. I just pretend to be.
You know, white mages just have all their diaries. Restoraga scroll will cost 1237.
And I've bought these in the past before. So how bad is the uptick on price?
It's about 10% dearer.
That's not too bad, I guess. Let me check my gear real fast and and see how many I'm missing.
Can also pitch in on the price.
Alright, I actually do have 2 Restoragas still. I'd like to get 2 more if they have it.
Yeah, they'll take your money.
And then I would like to get 2 of the regular Restora that do, that they do 1 negative level, right?
They do 1 a week, yes.
Okay. And then, I would like to get a Rise if they have it as well. Okay.
Yep, yes, Google. I'm not a what should we call it, robot. You may not be able to get them.
A Rise scroll.
Yes, because it's 1 round. I double check if the duration needs. I might be thinking of potions. I'm probably thinking of potions. Yeah, you can get a rise. It just takes you a round to do it.
And how much for those?
Give me a second.
Alright, I'm probably gonna get like 4 of those as well. So let me calculate everything I want to get, and I'll tell you the total in just a minute.
And they do end up being cheaper than Phoenix Downs as long as you're able to use them.
There we go. So that's how much we're spending in total. How much did you guys say you wanted to kick in?
I can.
I was
Not me.
expecting to kick in all of it myself, but if you guys want to kick in some, that's great. Less that I have to pay by myself.
Yeah, I mean, it's for the whole group, so yeah, I'm happy to pitch in.
How much
And
is
then
it? How
just
much are
for
we
me,
chipping in?
I would like to.
Yeah, I'm happy to go half. If me and Joseph are the only one paying for this.
No, I'll chip in as well.
Ah, yeah, scrolls that help the entire team. 1 person pays for them.
Mm-hmm.
I would also like to see if they have any more scrolls of Ruinga. I liked that one.
Just let me know how much I'm chipping in.
Does that seem fair to you guys? I'm not gonna take Kumunch's money while he's not
Yeah,
here.
it's fine by me.
Yep, I'm fine with that.
A much more reasonable number too. Do they have 3 of them that I can take?
Yes.
Alright, I will take 3 of them as well. And those are for me. You guys don't have to chip on those.
when you do get to the downtime, you may want to commission Mogmi to make you some ruined braces.
Yeah, that might be fun.
Any other purchasings?
I can't really think of anything.
I think the only thing that I want anymore is an upgrade to my weapon, but I don't want to be without my weapon, so.
That'll be quite some time you'd be without it.
Yes, it would, until either Mogmi or Kumaj can get the whatchamacallit, the feat for it.
I don't know what you're talking about. A feat that doesn't let you give up your weapon?
No, for the crafting, because they can make it faster.
You still need to wait until downtime for your weapon,
Right, yeah.
since you'll take dozens of days. Alright, if we're done with selling and buying, we can take our break here.
Okay.
Sounds fine. I'll be right back.
Should be right back. Since we have all returned, what does the party do after their shopping trip?
I guess we still need to kind of spread the word in a way, but maybe just not in such a flashy way, so we don't attract as many members.
Yeah, we probably still have to do something about it. But maybe not go as all out as we did yesterday.
Yeah, I feel like we did really, really well yesterday. I think, I don't know, maybe use some of our lower tiered skills and try to show those off without being as flashy about it as well.
So Osa's going to tell stories to children. Kumunch is going to tell people how to talk good. Mogmi is going to be a tour guide. And Joseph is going to show people how to be so truthful.
Pretty much.
So what are you guys doing to be less conspicuous and out there? How in the box are we going?
I was gonna say take a 10 on whatever skill you're using and use one of your ones that aren't like maxed out with all the extra bits and bobs. I think I am going to use some survival and show people how to do like survival type skills. preparing fires, setting like deadfall traps, scouting for tracks and stuff like that. And I'm going to take a 10 on that for a total of 28.
Well, if we're taking 10 on things, I could show people, like if we're out and about, I could show people kind of arts of stealth, how to be like stealthy in the wild, keep yourself quiet in a way. So if I took a 10 on that, it would be a 25.
Yes, teaching the thieves how to be more thievy.
Yeah. Or more or less just trying to teach people how to hide. Like, if it's any danger, what's some really good tricks to keep yourselves well hidden and stay hidden.
Just thinking I would probably just do the same thing I did yesterday, as like, minus the strength testing part, just kind of help around and kind of offhandedly then mention the DD if at all. Just trying to be moderately useful.
So probably just a straight profession trick then.
Sure. I don't have any profession though.
That's why it'll just be a straight profession, which I'm pretty sure profession is wisdom.
Yeah, it is. Even if I'm taking a 10, it's 14.
What's Kumach doing?
Oh boy, I gotta go.
I'd
get
say he
skills.
could be.
But
I'd say just have him be another help. He could help out in restaurants. He could help out as a heavy lifter.
First he takes their work, then he overtips them, then he helps them.
Yeah, pretty much. Just sounds like a Kumach thing.
He could also set up like a mini cooking school.
Yeah. Teach people how to cook.
yeah, but he's too good at that.
Teach people how to be exquisite in their cooking.
But that way he's not just at least giving free meals to everyone who comes around.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there you go.
There's a little bit something, a trade in there. If he just teaches people, it's not that detrimental to the other businesses.
Could you take a 5 on that?
No.
Alright, well, if he takes a 10 on that, that's a 30
Yikes.
for his chef thing. His profession chef, that's what I was thinking.
Okay. Alright, so you go about doing those things. Some of it is a bit more towards just giving people daily skills and not exactly going to be enticing them to join the group unless they get some further use out of that skill to get payment out of it. Whereas Kumach no longer draws the ire of the restaurants taking their business and their money. Instead, just giving them more staff to hire, I guess. Which is better. And it's definitely a much slower day in comparison to the previous one where you basically had a pseudo-circus set up all within the market square with lavish displays of both entertainment and food. Now it's just more like a word-of-mouth thing going on.
We had a sign, didn't we?
Huh? Yeah, you had a
Didn't we have-
sign for Kumach's makeshift restaurant, yeah.
Was it a sign for Divine Destroyers, or was it just for his restaurant?
It was just a sign for his restaurant. Which I'll assume would have the name of the restaurant of leftovers.
Maybe we should have a new sign? Like,
there's no real place for you to set up the signs since you're going into very different
I
places.
think we're a bit spread
That's
out
true.
right now, so maybe like for Kuma's cooking school, but
Kuma's gets all the signs.
yeah.
I was just gonna do like learn skills and be, and become part of the Divine Destroyers. These are some of the things you can learn.
Here's the things you can learn. Now go pray.
Do you want to learn more?
So the day will go through, and just like I say, it's definitely less of an income of people. And heading back to the D house for the night, opening it up back into the entrance foyer, you'll see Raudag, yet again with some contracts and paper, but a considerably less amount of it, which he seems to be happy about. Back so soon! Well, I guess it is getting to that time of the day. I was expecting a bit more. Go to a different place today?
We're just trying out some different skills. Guess we didn't bring in as much today as we did yesterday.
Well, it's more than nothing. Haven't exactly had much in the way of advertisers. It's really most been a word of mouth kind of affair, or whenever we did quests for people. Now we got kind of famous people like yourselves spreading the word. It's definitely hastening the recruitment cycle.
Yeah, I wonder if we could just take a job for some of these people and then maybe just mention, that we're part of the group and, yeah. I think tomorrow we're going to look at some job boards.
Oh, we've already got plenty of our other members doing that, especially Shersha, just bringing in both the money and the recruits.
It'd be nice to be able to earn some money while we're doing this too, but it's, guess we're gonna have to try something else.
Were you moving your laptop or something?
I wasn't trying to.
I just heard like a load of movement whilst you were talking.
Sorry, I had something in my hands that I was playing with. I wasn't being conscientious of it.
Do you guys bother helping him with the contracts this time?
How many did we get today total?
Actual contracts? Oh no, filled in things or people who actually are going to be accepted?
Phil, I was asking him, like, how many did we get total today, so I can determine whether I want to help weed out the extras.
He has 115 filled out forms.
Jeez, that's still so many. Yeah, we'll help you today.
That's less than the other day.
100 people a day is still a lot.
Well, you are doing a recruitment drive. Alright, so if you want to help out with the contracts, give me a linguistics. Ooh, Moltmy really wants to get through this. Get those numbers up and beat Axel. Which Joseph is about the same speed as yesterday. But combined with both your enthusiasm and the lower amount of contracts, you're able to get through them much quicker. And today, there was a total of 29 extra members.
Well, we've single-handedly increased the numbers by a third now.
You say single-handedly. There are 4 of you.
Yeah, we're one entity. You don't need to worry about that.
Talking about the royal single, yes.
Collective
Yes.
consciousness.
With
You're
as many
alright,
times as with as many times as I've had to take over other characters, and I've had every single one of them on my computer at one point. You know, we're all just Joseph.
Yeah, they're all just
gonna be
different
Joseph.
types. Is there going to be a long discussion tonight, or you're all just heading off to rest early?
Probably just off the rest.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything else that I want to discuss right this second that's important at all.
All right. The day passes into the next, and thankfully for the moog of the party, there is no rain this morning. And as the days pass by, the group puts on their shows, gives out food, helps out everyday issues, and generally advertises the Divine Destroyers. Where Castris started out as abrasive or unwelcoming, the populace has started to recognize the party on the streets. Waves and smiles accompanying them as they do their daily tasks. As it comes up to the 3rd day of your work here, the Galka who stays at the Divine Destroyer's dorm building is yet again sat at the breakfast table, eating some of his morning meats. He gives you a hearty wave. You all settling in fine then?
What was that? I'm too tired. I didn't hear you.
Well, if you're getting good sleep, it definitely feels like you're getting comfortable.
Yeah, I just woke up. Could you repeat what you were saying before?
I was asking if you're settling in fine.
Oh, yeah. Food, bed. Might not want to go back to adventuring, but that's not going to happen. I'm going to go back to adventuring.
I mean, this is fine, but it's not what we do.
Yeah, this is a little too comfortable for us. We're going to lose our edge here.
Kinda more used to moving around more.
Sleeping by a campfire.
Well, you know what they say, rest is as important as the work.
Yeah, I'm already starting to go stir crazy.
Yeah, which one is this supposed to be? Rest or work?
Both?
Well, if you're used to hunting down monsters and delving into dungeons, I'd definitely say this is the rest.
And why do I feel so uncomfortable about it?
You just gotta broaden your comfort zone.
Why do people always say that to me? When I complain about cities.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a small town kid. I don't really like cities very
Just a
much.
slow down, girl.
Living in a lonely world.
Took the midnight train going anywhere.
Just a simple way.
What?
Never mind.
I don't even know what you said. I heard like half of it.
Oh. I said just a city boy.
Okay. You can only blame yourself, Entro.
Uh-oh.
Was he born and raised in South Detroit?
It's a good question.
What's about to happen?
No, you started the song because you said you're a small town boy.
Oh, gotcha. It's already happened then. Okay, I'm good
Yes.
with that.
It's already happened. Oh yeah, just remembered. Azaem is in town and want to see you guys at one of the prayer houses. So talk about a favor.
That's not the first thing you said to me? Joseph is immediately much more awake and starts strapping on all of his regular gear.
Reaching into his tunic, Raldag pulls out a slip of paper with handwritten notes on it. Those will be directions to the prayer house he is currently visiting. It's a combo building. Got some work on reviving the dead going on there to boot.
Yeah, it does seem to be his thing.
What was that, sorry?
Yeah, that does seem to be his thing.
Okay. Apparently I was hungry and I wanted to inhale dust. Or a feather, one of the two. Looking over the paper, it gives several directions and street names, ending up at what would seem to be a local decoration shop by the name of Ringer's Reef.
Oh, I guess we should head there then.
Joseph is already halfway out the door. Are you guys coming? Let's go. Get out of here.
Sure thing, Kupo.
Yep.
Joseph wants to do anything aside from talking to people.
I mean, I'm perfectly down to talk to people, but a week of it is just a lot. For
You
an
say a
introvert.
week, it's been 2 days.
No.
Feels like a week.
Feels like forever. I need to be in a dusty cave, surrounded by monsters.
Where nobody talks to you except for giving directions and orders.
I take it the team goes immediately to where the note tells you.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Following the directions on the paper, the party heads towards the eastern part of town, away from the market squares and the hustling trade of the city. The smell of sweat and the sound of infighting dies down as the party continues eastward, getting closer to the flanking rivers of Castris. The air becomes a bit clearer with salt on the colder winds. A somewhat dreary sight is still beheld as the tall buildings tower above, blocking most of the sunlight to the streets, casting a shadow over the townsfolk and their effects. Local markets and food vendors start to pop up on the city streets and corners, selling pastries, spice meats, and skewered snacks. A certain baked pastry shaped like a lightning bolt with a strange blue-eyed top to it. One of the vendors shouting, "Phoenix bolt! Get your Phoenix bolt here! Put a shock in your step!" An obvious use of Axel's brand to sell sweets.
A Phoenix boat, Kupo?
I guess Kumach better go buy one.
Kumach looks at you with 5 already in his hand.
How much did they cost?
2 gil. You got a bargain. So those 5 are for him, so I don't know if you guys wanted any. No?
Mock
Sounds
me
good
will
to
go.
me.
Mock me will go and grab
Yeah,
one.
I'm good.
He's curious.
Have you ever had shortbread,
Yeah.
Jack? Okay,
Yeah.
it's basically shortbread with some icing on the top.
Yum. Tastes pretty good to me, good pal.
A few minutes pass as the party finally reaches the part of town that they were aiming for, the decoration shop Ringer's Reef. Misted over or dust-covered windows peer into a shop with several displays of flower arrangements, clocks, paintings, hat stands, and more. The building is made of a quaint light brown wood frame with dingy brickwork in between. Whilst not overly lavish, it paints a pretty picture in an otherwise unsightly area. A scent of lavender and overused perfume can be smelt wafting from the open double doors.
Bo. We heading in?
Hello, is anybody here?
I take it you enter.
Yeah.
Knock on the door and see if there's.
The doors are open.
It's a shop, yeah. So poke my head in and say, hello, is anybody here?
Walking or peering into the establishments, you can see as the colours. Ugh, whatever that was in my throat has done terrible things to me. The colours of the inside beckon you to better locales, as well as more welcoming times. Blue, purples, greens, yellows, vibrant colours wash over the inside. Contrasting with the beige, blacks, and reds of the outside, the inside of the shop is a cornucopia of design. With the movement of the party, wind chimes start to ting on the doorframe, accenting the shop, creating a backdrop of ease and calming. A rather tall Viera stands at a counter, spraying some bouquets and arrangements of water, her face turning to the party with a friendly smile on it as she sees the very comical peering head of Joseph on the corner of the door. "Good morning," she says with a pep in her voice.
Good morning. How are you today?
Andrew shouts from the door. "I'm good. You can enter the shop."
And we'll walk in.
As you make your way into the shop, you can make perception checks. As you make your way to the shop and approach the lady at the counter, everyone with their very astute eyesight can spot several scars and burn marks across the Viera's body, poorly covered up by her clothes around her neck and arms.
Even too much for once.
So that's a good roll.
Even too much for once. You all stand there for eternity.
We're here to meet up with somebody. Is there somebody waiting here for anybody?
Are you asking her or are you asking me?
Her.
Okay. Who might you be waiting for?
A gentleman by the name of Azaem?
Ah, you must be the newcomers I was told about. A shame. Azaem should be here soon. Speak of the devil, there he is. Pointing over to the doorway, the party will see a made-up Azaem. Trimmed hair, clean-shaven face, and wearing clothing similar to that of inhabitants of the Tri-Confection Isles. Similar to the Vieira, his neck and face is covered in scars, his hands a patchwork of stitching and markings, a single gold band around his ring finger. Azaem walks over to the party, waving at the Vieira. She quickly moves under the counter and produces a large bouquet of purple salvia flowers. If you don't know what salvias are, I have a handout for that.
Yes, please.
Those are salvia flowers, but imagine them in a bouquet.
Nice.
Looks kind of like lavender.
It's very similar to sage as well. It's basically just like purple sage. Sliding the bouquet to the edge of the counter, she will speak up. Freshly picked salvias, sir. I hope they are to your liking. Azaem moves over to the flowers, inhaling them deeply. A small smile appears at the edge of his mouth. Facing the Vieira, he says, "Thank you, friend. They are perfect." Turning to face the party, Azaem gives off a very different atmosphere than the previous encounters with him. Almost docile and warm, he greets the party. "Thank you for coming here. Let us go downstairs to discuss matters."
Lead the way, Kupo.
Joseph wants to know if there's something going on between those two.
How do you want to learn this?
Sense motive?
Sure. Give me one for her and one for him.
Him and then her.
He definitely seems cordial towards the Vieira. He doesn't really show any signs of anger. He seems to be happy at the flowers she was able to procure for him. On the other hand, she's much easier to read. She's just a commoner. Well, a trader, but still. She seems to be very happy and almost as if she feels safe in the presence of Azaem. But aside from that, you don't see or feel any sort of romantic thing going on.
Okay, so no infatuation or anything like that.
No.
Okay.
Azaem will quickly put a few gil coins on the counter from his pocket and motions the party to a door near the back of the shop. Moving to the back of the shop, Azaem will open the door with one arm, clutching the bouquet in the other. Stepping inside, the door leads into an archaic elevator with ropes and pulleys. He waits for the party to enter.
I'll enter.
He takes Joseph away and leaves everyone else at the flower shop.
Yeah, we follow behind.
I was gonna say, we're coming. I already told him to lead the way.
The party enters into the elevator, and they definitely feel it jut a bit downwards as Kumunch finally waddles in. Azaem will then press the button with the writing on it, B3. The metallic gates of the elevator close as the door behind them shuts automatically on its hinge. With a quick vibration and turn of a crank, the elevator slowly descends. As the elevator goes downwards, Azaem will speak in the interim. We'll be passing by one of our prayer houses. There is something I wish to show and discuss with you. It is centered on my favor I wish to ask. While the group has compensated you well to this point, today is more of a personal matter. I cannot offer much myself, though I can reward a favor with another at a time that best suits you.
Favors from powerful people like you are always welcome, Azaem.
Does anyone else want to say or ask anything as the elevator goes down?
Nope. Mockme's just going to kind of watch the situation.
What's on your mind? What do you need us to do?
It is something your group is well accustomed to. I need a particular item from a monster, and I need your group to acquire it for me.
Oh boy, Kupo. What sort of monster are we talking about?
I can go into the details when we get to the right room. Though, I'm pretty sure it'd be something new.
And this is for just you, right? Not for the Divine Destroyers?
It is a personal affair. It has very little connection to the group.
What sort of item are we talking about here, Kupo?
I'd rather get into the details when we get to the specified room, rather than have to repeat myself again.
Alright.
There's more people, Kupo?
The elevator halts with a distrustful screech, needing a good oiling. Azaem grabs a hold of the metallic gate and thrusts it open into a short corridor with a door at the end. Torches already lit give enough room to the immediate area. Moving forward, Azaem opens up the door, bringing the party into a large pseudo-church room with pews, cushions on the floor, and lavish rugs. A small statuette of Wyznwyb can be seen on an altar, shining ever so slightly, either due to recent polish or some magical power. With the sound of chanting, humming, and silent whispers, the prayer room is full of villagers praying to Wyznwyb. And if you wish to make out what they are saying more concretely, you may roll perceptions.
There's his normal rolls.
Kumunch is completely out of the loop, so you'll have to fill him in later. However, the rest of you are able to piece it together, or at least sequence out individuals, as they are chanting, Titan Backbreaker, bring us home, bring us to our haven, bring us to Vin. Your guidance we seek, your strength we grant, your presence we desire. In the land where Pantheon's hands do not touch, lest it be for punishment and pain, take us away from agony and grant us the protection of our own plane.
Do we know what Vin is?
No.
Is it something we might have heard of before?
No.
Okay.
And what's this? Is this chanting we can hear in the room in front of us?
Yeah, these what the people are chanting and praying.
Guess we just keep going.
Azaem?
Yes, Joseph?
What's Vin?
Vin is the name of the plane we shall be creating.
Oh, okay. I just hadn't heard of it as referred to as anything other than the plane.
How come they're chanting, Kupo? Is this part of the prayer?
Yes. The way that divine powers work, they normally need to have a doctrine, a chant, or some other form of words that people can repeatedly say. It's a foci for the power, you see.
I see, Kupo.
Azaem will look back at the party as he guides them through the church room. I would wager this is your first time in one of our prayer houses. This is where we gain prayer power to use in forming our own plane. It will need to be quite large and abundant for the amount of people we wish it to house, as well as to avoid the issues of this plane.
Are we on our way to that number, or is there a number that we need to reach?
The more people, the faster it will be done. Though we reached a number required quite some time ago. It's just a matter of time. Moving between the pews, some of the people inside will stand and bow slightly to Azaem, many of them showing signs of past revival, most likely by Azaem's hand. Men, women, children of both can be seen in the room, none showing any signs of aggression or being forced to be here. And if you wish to do a quick head count of the people in the room, you can roll perception. Osa's great at counting. That's what she excelled in at school. As you do a quick head count of the room, you're able to tally up around 40 people in this specific prayer room, though there is room for more. Moving through the room, Azaem opens up another door leading to a hallway. Several large doors leading off into other prayer rooms, each with a sign outside noting them as prayer rooms. Azaem talks back to the party as they continue down the hallway. This was one of the first prayer houses we had set up, so its desire is a bit haphazard. It does the job, however. Here we are. Azaem stops outside a set of iron-framed wooden doors. Two Mithra standing guard, noticing Azaem, they bow. Our condolences, Master Clough. We shall give you privacy. They quickly move down the hall a good way before standing at attention, guarding the hall towards the last door. A sign is indented into the wall next to the door, reading in common, Olivia Clough and Charlotte Clough.
Real quick, did I hear them say our condolences?
Yes.
Okay.
What's this on?
Does
Is it a
they-
paper?
No, that's on the sign next to the door.
Right, okay, got you.
Azaem lets out a deep sigh, breathing in deep afterwards as he opens up the doors. A wave of fresh air erupts from the inside of the room. The smell of flowers and the sound of trickling water and the calming sight of pink flames decorates a well-kept mausoleum. Braziers holding continual pink flames hug the walls all around, with wreaths of flowers around the skirting boards of the floors. In the center of the room are two open coffins, the left carrying a tall woman, the other a small girl. Plaques on their edges read in common, Olivia Clough, 1016 to... That's not... Okay, that should not be 1016. That's way too old. That should be 1116, sorry. No idea why there's a zero in there. The first one will read Olivia Clough 1116 to 1142, and Charlotte Clough 1136 to 1142. Inside the coffins, at the feet of Olivia, are petals of flowers. Azaem waving away some of the petals to place the bouquet on her legs. Around Charlotte are several toys, yo-yos, balancing sticks, puzzle boxes, and teddy bears. Azaem places a skipping rope over her legs from his jacket. With a quick shake of his back and shoulder, as if jolting, he rubs his face and turns to the party. They are my reason why I agreed to work with Wyznwyb with this new plane. The gods of this land, they deign to allow monsters to attack our villages, kill our families. It is also by their hand that we are constrained by asinine rules or pointless deadlines. My whole town was attacked by a raiding band of Gigas. I was away at the time, only to return to find everyone dead. I was too late to revive my family, and so, as made by the deities on high, I was disallowed to hear their voices ever again. It is not fair. We are but playthings in the hands of wicked beings who have no liability to what happens. We dance, we die, all for their amusement. With your group's help, I need not wait another year for my family. With the new plane, we shall make our own rules. I thank you with all that I can. While my body and my mind can work tirelessly to this end, I dare say my heart cannot take another fracture. However, it is not all plain sailing and golden bricked roads. My family's souls are still tied to this plane, and I need aid to sever those ties so that I may transport them to our new one. I have worked magics to preserve their bodies and tether their souls to their coils, but the hands of the greater ones are ever present and clawing. A fiend works to drag my family to whatever hell it decides is best. The others are too preoccupied with work. There are few I can turn to for this. I put all my trust in you. What I saw at the tournament, up until now, you have shown that you wish to help people. I ask of you, will you help me a final time?
Well, we're sorry for your losses, Aim. First of all, I don't see any problems with us helping with something like this.
Yeah, if we have it in our power to help, I think we'd be alright to do that.
Sure thing, Fo.
Are you sure that this is something that the four of us can complete, even since you can't do it alone?
I can open a portal to the Reaper who wishes to take my family from me. All you need do is kill it and bring back its plasm, so that I may use it to later bring them back.
So this Reaper, how strong we talking, Kupo?
It is a creature at the hand of deities. It will hold immense power, probably on par with a primal, though you know you can handle those.
What do you know what type of creature it is specifically? We might have or be able to get knowledge that'll help us with defeating it.
Sadly, I cannot see into that plane, nor can I hear what happens within it. All I know is that it is an undead.
Do we know if it's corporeal or not, Kupo? Otherwise, our weapons will probably struggle to hit it, Kupo, unless they're magical.
I'm pretty sure everyone's weapon is magical.
Then ignore that I said that.
The undead should be corporeal within that plane, though I cannot make any promises.
Seeing as how it's an undead, I would feel much better if we were able to hire some sort of white mage or something along that lines that would be able to heal and possibly do damage to said creature. That would be something I would like to look into doing before we teleport or gate or whatever over there.
Sadly, the place I'm sending you is a very harsh climate. You'll take all I have to make it so that you four are not killed instantly on entry. Any others would be too much for me to handle.
Okay then. Do you have access to scrolls that aren't being price gouged? I can cast almost any scroll as long as I've got access to it. So I could, if we have some white mage scrolls, the healing and rejuvenation type, that or even protection and buffing, I would be able to do. I just have to have access to them and be able to pay for them.
Sadly, none of my endeavors are set up here. The only scrolls I have access to are that of necromancy.
Do you have any that might be useful to us that you'd be willing to part with? I would pay you for them.
Depends if you know what spells you want from necromancy school.
And I don't have a spell list right now, so I don't.
There's the cached list of the spells. You cannot click any of the links, though. You'd have to search, in particular, the names in Google to get another cached page. Though, the only real thing that would jump out at me would be raise and arise scrolls, so you can revive yourself.
Bad. Yeah, I was gonna look at the Discord and see if there was anybody else that had already asked for that, but it doesn't look like it. Yeah, definitely not.
Necromancer spells, they would be asked before.
Were they? I just looked it up. Oh, maybe I looked up the wrong thing.
Searching doesn't give you the name of what's it called? Links, files.
No, but if somebody asks for necromancer spells, then they have to write out necromancer.
True, but I'm pretty sure someone did ask.
And I was specifically, I don't know how. Oh, whoa. That's necromancer, but that's the PDF. Okay. Status effects, white mage, brewing.
Yeah, I found the
Oh my
necromancer
goodness.
spell descriptions.
Oh, okay. Wait, if you could post that in our Discord for me,
There
that'd
you
be
go.
great.
I'll take you to the links so you can download that. But necromancy is all about like hurting living things. So if the creature is undead, like he says, a lot of this won't help aside from revival on yourself.
Bio and its derivatives would be nice.
Pretty sure they'd be immune to bio.
It's non-elemental damage, right?
However, it is a fortitude save, which they are immune to.
Oh man. I could do reverse and then start blasting undead healing spells.
Reverse is a fortitude save.
Ah, drain is probably fortitude save, isn't it?
Drain is a fortitude save.
Ooh, Ray of Entropy, though. That might be useful. 4 strength and 4 dexterity. I know they don't have a constitution score.
They are immune to energy drain and stuff that affects ability scores. So
Alright, well, I guess...
it also
I don't
says
need anything
living
then.
creature. In Ray of Entropy, it says living creature.
Yeah, I was just looking at the little blurb in the list. I wasn't
Oh, I'm
really
not looking at the description. Okay.
yeah,
I've
just
just
going
downloaded
to the
it
list.
again. Okay.
I don't it really works well.
Anything to say or ask? Or are you all prepared?
Remember,
Jack and G?
I got nothing else to add.
Nope, neither do I.
So everyone is prepped.
seems like it.
Is he making us
As
go, like, right now?
Are you ready to go right now?
Unless anyone has anything
Yes,
else
not like
to do.
we
I
have a
don't
whole
think
lot
so.
else to do.
Yeah.
Alright. As you accept his request, he shall smile with glistening eyes. Yet again, you show rebellion against the caustic hand that were dealt on this plane. There are no words, only actions I can take after this. If you're ready, I can send you to the place where the Reaper keeps my family.
I'm ready.
Azaem will move to etch an arcane runic circle on the floor. Next to the coffins, taking strands of hair from both his wife and his daughter, if that wasn't clear enough. Having the party move into the circle, he will enchant a spell. And the party are whisked away, falling deep into the earth with shadowed hands grabbing tightly onto their mortal coils. Rumbling earth cracking of stone, crushing of ore. The party's ears are barraged with earthy tones as they feel themselves being dragged to the halls of the devil. As the temperature rises around you, it suddenly stops as if hitting a pool of water. A wash of silky tendrils covers the party as the coarse tones of the earth are replaced with the piercing screams and shrieks of the damned and the dead. The party feel themselves being rotated in the fall, the tendrils dragging their arms and legs, landing them onto watery floors made up of shifting blackness. Looking around, the party sees souls shifting around in the abyss, hints of grey and white flowing up, flowing down, faces racked in pain and restlessness. The dead are not just around the abyss, they are also a part of the floor, some clawing upwards, clinging onto the party's legs and boots, though their dead visages lack any real strength. With the entrance of the party, the souls seemingly shift, calling for their friends, family, any name their now passing existences can find before they are called to wherever they are going.
Can the spellcasters try to figure out what spell that was?
They can roll spellcraft.
That's what I do.
From what you could tell, it was a ritual form of the plane shift spell. He's probably been preparing it for quite some time. If you know plane shift yourself, you would easily be able to escape at your own whims.
I do know plane shift.
Take a look around, see if we can find the thing that's supposed to be killed.
Walking through the abyss, the party can feel themselves being tugged, both in their hearts and the sensations of their entire body, as if a candle being melted into the floor. Every so often, a pull can be felt upwards as a manly hand picks you up again and again. A voice rings in your heads, though it feels as if it originates from above. I can stop you slipping, but you must be quick. Tell me when you're ready to pull you back. I cannot see or hear what goes on there, aside from smatterings of your breath. Give a quick triple punch to your chest to let me know you're finished.
Triple.
Everyone
punch
else
to the
hear that, Kupo?
chest. Yeah. I did.
Mogwai will also have a look around and see if we can find the thing we're meant to be attacking.
Yep, start looking around.
Looking around the immediate area, the party can see a shining figure above the floor, with a smaller figure holding onto a spectral hand. In their centers, an effervescent thread of liquid and twine fraying in the middle, like it was being slowly gnawed at by teeth or a blunt blade. The spectres swing up outstretched hands, their faces messes of monochrome shapes. As quick as you find them, they are cut apart into smoke, as a large demonic creature appears in their place. A creature looks upon the party with its horns, skulls, and scythe claws, creating an impasse for the group. Its skull opens wide, shaking and violently tugging around as it finds the words to speak. The yet living do not belong here. You'll work for the one whose hands dabbles in the abyss. What you seek?
We're actually here for your plasma, Kupo.
Then dance within my plasma, as your soul is ripped from your flesh.
Is there a knowledge roll for this guy?
Yes. Get to the page.
How did you know it was knowledge religion?
It's undead, most things are religion. I also said it.
Well, I'm gonna re-roll that. Wow. Okay. That already has the 8 in it.
Okay. Joseph does not know what this is.
Dang it.
You know, this is a Death Scythe. It is a Reaper. You can forget about most of the other fluff text because it's from a game. And you can learn 4 traits.
Weakest save, fortitude, weakness, holy, immunities, probably something, maybe, I don't know. Has magic, maybe.
I take it you're good with those? I take the silence as a yes.
I'd maybe swap Has Magic to a special ability. And just assume it probably has magic.
Is that what you want?
Yep.
Alright. Its weakest save is Fortitude, even though it's immune to all of them, so it doesn't really help you. It has a weakness to Holy. It is immune to Gravity, Petrification, Stop, as well as just having undead traits. And it has Death Cutter, where it can make a single attack as a standard, and as well as the damage it deals, unless you make a Fortitude save, you're inflicted with Doom, which essentially means you have a countdown to dying.
Unless you're Mogme.
Unless you're me.
Unless you're Mogme. It goes to the Death Scythe first, as it casts a spell, and requests you all to Fortitude save. Okay, pretty much. Your health is reduced to half. Which is very easy, which is 5. Oh me.
I don't have time for him in range. I'm nowhere near in range. I can't even get within range. Yikes. Ignore that ability. Instead, I'll cast a spell. Roll20's taken its time. Mogme will cast Flight on himself. And will fly up 20 foot.
Alright. Go much.
I have to learn spells.
Well, at least he can limit break if he really wanted to.
That's true.
Could do his scan.
Yeah, I
That's
don't know what the abilities for that are. I don't know
If you
what
click
the...
his token, there's a scan button.
Right, but I don't know the actions on all this stuff.
That was either a move or a swift, I think. Swift, yeah.
Okay, that was a swift.
So it's going to take me a while to copy and paste. Okay, has Death Cutter at 6th, Death Stealing Gaze at 7th, Ecto Smash, which is 3rd, and level 5 Death, which is 6th. Death Stealing Gaze is a Fortitude save, or you take a negative level. Ecto Smash, you know what it does, it's the teleport and attack. And then level 5 Death, save, or die. And you're all level 15, so it will affect you.
And then Death Cutter is the one that's here. Okay. And then he can try to make it use one of those abilities, right? Through invoke.
However, that is mind affecting and it's undead.
Right, okay. I'm just going through all of his spell stuff. I'm looking at it. It's like fort, will, fort, reflex, fort.
It is a common thing.
And he can increase the level of his spell by spending more MP up to the highest level of spell he can cast, right?
Yes.
And that
increases
increases the save, right?
Yes, because it's a high level.
Okay, I'm gonna try one. I gotta find out what the range on it is. And he can do
That's
8th
mind
level
affecting.
spells. Oh, is it?
Yeah, it says at the very bottom, mind affecting.
Okay. Never mind. Hold on. I should have realized from the name of it.
Yes, blasting the mind. I would have thought that'd be a mind affecting effect.
What about the thing that could potentially buff our saves?
1 second.
It's Luku Braits, I'm pretty sure, which is a second button thing. I'm pretty sure that's a move action.
Because that's a lot of dead stuff that we probably want to avoid.
Yeah, so there's that. Yeah, it's a move. Sure, I'll do that as a move action.
Could you do the saves one instead, maybe?
It's the same stuff, so I'll just say you
Okay.
can do the saves instead of that. I thought Luku Brait was saves. That would be a +3 to saves.
Okay. All of his high level stuff is like almost all fortitude saves, and the stuff that isn't is either going to be beneficial to the thing or not going to be helpful to us at all because it's like
You
mind
can
affecting.
buff the party. He has several buffs.
Yeah. Buffing is always an option.
There's
There's
also one
a
that gives
click
DR, I know
out.
that.
There's also the on DR, yeah.
I got 2 people talking to my ear, so I didn't get that.
I'm just checking the name for it. Does he have a 6th level spell called Earthen Ward?
Yes, he does.
That gives damage reduction to 10.
Yeah, I guess this thing probably will be doing some physical attacks, so yeah.
Alright. Orsa?
Can I say that I changed my ring before I got here? Not that it makes a lot of difference, but still.
Sure.
Because I already did change it on my sheet, but I just never said it out loud.
That's fine.
Sure thing. I'm gonna rage. Make Joseph part of my back. Invincible to buff my fortitude. Then she's gonna do what Oza does, and she's gonna charge in.
He doesn't appreciate that type of thing, and he's going to scythe at you.
Sure.
Its Scythe Claw will cut into you for 22. And as the blood fall... You take damage from 22, don't you? You don't have that much DR. I don't know what I...
Yeah, I have 10 DR, and then I have temporary hit points.
Well, 10 hit points would still be taking damage, okay?
I mean, yeah. So I take 12.
Yeah. As it cuts into you, your blood starts to fall to the floor as if gravity would make it normally. However, the red starts to darken as it starts to pool into a more oily black substance as it starts to float upwards.
What's happening?
Well, you're not material plane, so who said you had to bleed normally here?
Is there any check we can know to what's happening? Any knowledge check or anything?
If you're knowledge planes.
Yeah, with that she's also gonna frenzy, and then she's gonna attack. That's there.
You'll know that this is a very heavily negative energy plane, and since blood is a part of your life, it got immediately corrupted when it left you.
Oh.
You know that I went back anyway, so sure. We can just make new blood. Yeah.
Yeah. That was just going along with what Azaem said, that it's really hard for him to just have 4 of you here.
It's my attack.
You dig in deep with your great axe, though the bone outsides of the death scythe definitely blunts the hit quite a bit. Joseph.
Oh boy. I don't know what I should do. Right now, I'm just gonna try to mark this thing.
Give me one memento. That will succeed. It has 22 hit die, and those are its ability scores. Goes back to the death scythe as you continually feel the pull to the floor and the tugging back upwards by Azaem, keeping you up and about for the battle. You can hear the chuckles of a young girl start to echo throughout the abyss, and you hear a wispy voice of a much younger man. When you go up, I'll take you to the gardens of Panora. You can pick all the fruit you want, Charlotte. The voices and the laughter die out as the Death Scythe moves to attack Osa. Osa, you're going to get hit 3 times for 83. And what type of armor are you wearing?
My armor is, speaking of, I have stuff on it. It's a chain shirt, and it had the spikes on it. An enchantment. Red spikes, which might be bad for us because it's shadow damage.
Okay, because as it digs into you, its scythe claws also start to tear apart at your armor as it starts to darken and become lighter. Chain shirt is 4. So that's 20. Then it's just metal, yeah?
Yeah.
Or steel. Okay, so that is 10 hardness. And what is the modifier on it? What's the bonus to armor if you have any?
Well, it has like enchantments worth of +4. But those are both in like the
It's only enhancement bonus, not the special abilities.
Then there's no enhancement bonus.
Okay, so your armor has HP of 20 and hardness of 10. That reduced by 20 because of that. Okay, as it tears into you, it also tears your armor asunder, and you no longer get the benefits of it. It can be repaired later, but during the fight, you don't have your armor. Which might be better for you, since she's not going to give him shadow damage.
Yeah. Do you want me to roll the shadow damage?
Yes.
Total of 4 attack should be this much.
It definitely appreciates it. Mogby.
Mockme's got to fly to here and is now actually going to do his ability.
Really fast, how do you view a cached web page since the site is down?
When you go to Google, just look for the page, and then on the link of the page in Google, there should be a drop down. You can click cache.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
will
not finding it anywhere.
Yeah, it is will save, yeah.
It's saved.
Oh, damn it.
What page are you looking for?
I'm going to try and temporarily copy it.
Superior Vanish.
He's got 2 more saves to do.
There's the arrow. It will fail the reroll, then crit its redone save.
Well, that's all I can do.
Kubanch.
Oh boy.
As you look for a spell to use, I'll be right back.
Kumach can only do 8th level spells, right?
I see you found yourself a spell.
Yeah, he can only do 8th level spells, right?
Kubanch?
Yeah. We're not high enough level to do 9th level, are we?
No.
Right. Okay, so he's gonna bump that up to 8th level, so +2 to that DC.
What's with the blue line?
It's a line. It's a 30-foot line.
Okay. It's a good thing you're doing this after the change to undead, not making them immune to ice.
So the DC, I don't think it has the +2 to enfeebling in there, right?
It's just ice, so it wouldn't be.
Well, oh yeah, is it,
The school is ice. The school needs to be enfeebling to
Okay.
get that.
Right, okay, there it is, okay. I see now. So it's just 26.
It will succeed the save, but it indeed takes damage.
24 points of damage then.
That it?
Well, he had to move to get up there, and then that's a standard. I don't think he has anything else that he could do right now that would be really helpful.
Not particularly, no.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Oh, sir.
Swing away! Swing
Yep.
away!
Full attack this be.
You will fumble around in the abyss as the arms will tug at your legs. Though in your anger, you're able to bring back your axe to hit him with the second hit. Missing with the third, but bringing up for the frenzy, you shall hit again. And then giving a good old bite to it, you seem to not be able to puncture its bones. And the rest of those also did reduce damage. Joseph.
I am going to use a move action to pull out another scroll and a standard action to cast it.
You gonna use those UMDs?
Oh, that's right. So illusionist is based off of intelligence, right?
Yes.
Okay, I don't need to do that one, so I just need to do one for the scroll itself. DC is so it's a 6th level spell. DC for casting from a scroll is 15 plus double spell level, right?
I shall open up the page and tell you. Okay, using a scroll is 20 plus the cast level, which is essentially double the spell level. What level is Superior Vanish?
It's level 6, so caster level of 11.
6 is indeed 11, yes.
It doesn't matter, I can't fail it. My UMD is 33.
And why'd you even bother to answer the question?
Because there are some scrolls that I can't cast.
Okay.
That's all my stuff that I can do right now.
Okay. Goes back to the Death Scythe. As the laughter starts to echo throughout the abyss again, and you hear a womanly voice speak to someone else. The clerics will be in town tomorrow. We can buy some tomes from them about Alexander. Under his protection, I am sure our village will be safe. The words echo out as it goes back to silence as the Death Scythe moves to attack. Also, you will get hit 4 times for 103. Mogme.
Move to there and is going to continue what he's trying to do.
Do you know you have a holy staff, right?
Yes, I know.
He's weak to holy.
Desperately
Just
wanting him to
saying.
just fail.
Currently the only one he's stacking is Osa, so appreciate it, but kind of unnecessary.
He will fail his save.
Oh, at least he finally failed. Now I'll start beaming him. On my next turn.
And now you do more damage. Kumunch.
Oh boy. He doesn't have a whole lot he can do. He could just do that again, I guess, just because it's damage. I think that's about the best he's gonna get right now. I don't think he has any holy type spells. No, that's shadow damage. Don't want to do that. You know what? He does have something that might work. No, never mind. I guarantee you it's mind affecting. Berserk or causing the creature become berserk would be a mind affecting, right?
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? Can I change my mind on that?
Depending on what you change it to.
The blind one, the AOE electric blind one. Oh no, he can't do that because there's people on the way. Never mind. So yeah, they'll do that one.
He has an ability to, like, ignore a space.
How many spaces can he ignore?
I don't remember. And Mogme is, flying, so I don't think he'd be caught up in it anyway.
Undead or no, it's construct.
Also, it's a reflex save, so...
Undead can't be blinded. Subdue.
And I think he should be able to just throw it, like, behind the guy.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find the spell. I think it might be lower level.
What are you looking for?
Umbros, yeah.
That one.
Emerald Storm, yes.
Yeah, and I'm gonna bump it up again to make the save higher. That was a 4th level spell. 5, 6, 7, 8, 4. Higher than that is 26. So it's gonna be 26 again. And it's 50 feet, so he'll try to manage it so that he's only got Osa in it, or if he can, just the creature. But even if Osa is in there, he's just gonna ignore her space.
He's probably able to cast it like behind the guy.
As
Yeah,
you cast the spell, it will shatter against the body of the Death Scythe.
Oh, that's probably the
Spell
what do you
resistance.
call it? The spell resistance. Rats.
Osa!
Another round of whack-em.
Whack-a-mole.
Whack an undead. Hey.
First one hits, second one hits. The crit roll, of course, hits. Does not confirm. Frenzy will hit. Frenzy will confirm for a shit ton damage. Is your weapon at times free?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's an
Great
axe.
axe. Yeah, great axe.
Yeah. I have too many games, okay? And the bite will miss.
Yeah, because the bite was the most important one of all these.
Yeah. Joseph.
Joseph is going to charge and attack once.
I shall await this grand attack.
Oh, I believe all my bonuses are in there.
That shall hit. As you plunge your falcata deep within its mouth and are able to stab into something very fleshy.
And that's all the round that I get. Was I able to do precision damage on it?
Yes, but none of that would affect an undead.
Oh, really? Not the debilitations?
I would say that since it's disorientating and debilitating, bewildering someone, I'm going to say those are mind affecting.
Okay.
Just from the name. You'll go to the Death Scythe as voices and laughter continue to echo throughout the abyss. As you hear a young girl say, "When I grow up, I'm going to be a hunter. I can feed the whole village." The voices and the laughter dies out as the Death Scythe moves again. The Death Scythe will be encased in shadowy energy as it explodes outwards from it. And everyone needs to make a fortitude save.
That's wrong.
Teleporting saves.
You got enough saves there.
It's not right. And I also just accidentally pressed my back button.
Well done.
Bear with. We're loading back in. Yeah, hang on. Because I haven't done my bonuses.
What bonuses do we even have into this?
It would
It's
have
only
had
+3 from Kumunch.
it would have +3 and then a +2.
Oh no, yeah, you get +2 because of the absorb thing. So you'd have +5, yeah?
Yes.
Alright. Everyone will save against the effect. Mogme.
Hey, I just got back in.
Gotta finally use that staff of yours with all those feats.
Oh, yeah. But before I do I remember I have that ability, which I meant to use at the beginning of a round.
I'll allow it. Though you should note what type of bonus that is.
Yeah. Well, it's a bonus I can choose at the beginning of every round. It can either be
Yeah,
attacks,
but what
saves, or anything.
type? Because it might not stack with other things.
Good point. Good question.
Precog. It's an insight, so it will not stack with Kumunch, but you're doing attacks, doesn't matter. But just make a note they're insights.
Okay. Now I've got to make sure that this other thing that I'm going to do isn't an insight bonus. Okay, it says a bonus, but it doesn't actually say what type of bonus.
That means it's untyped, so you'll stack.
Okay, amazing. Yikes. Okay. That's rough. Anyway, so that's a total of +5 onto my attack. Bear with me. My sheet's opening. Also, can we restart the music? The music stopped for me.
Yes.
The +5 is already in.
You barrage the Death Scythe with holy energy, as the first two will smatter against the creature. Cracks form across its bones as a deathly howl erupts from its maw, detaching the lower parts as it crashes into the black abyss below. Its body starts to shift and waver as if it's failing to hold its physical form, and it falls apart into pieces of squares and melting down into liquid on the floor. While most of it dissipates into the nearby realm, it does leave behind a mass of green liquids in a pool below. And with the Death Scythe exercised, since you used holy magic, you see the two ghostly images appear yet again in the spot they were standing before. And just like before, in the middle of their beings is each a single string with a frayed middle. And you have a choice that you can have for a whole week. You can either choose to take the ectoplasm from the Death Scythe and give Azaem a chance of reviving his family, or you can cut the threads and let his family move on.
Oh, shit.
I'll leave that decision with you as you mull it over for a week. And that'll be what we begin the next session with.
Okie dokie.
Man,
Oh
I
man.
feel